The biggest entertainment stories this morning. But before we do the quick and the usual introductions, I'm Tokunbo Tyro and I'm here with Elsie Godwin and Ife Oshunkeye. Hi guys.
Yeah, great. You?
Okay, so good weekend, good stories, anything exciting?
I mean, this is the first weekend I'm resting well in 2019.
You had a very restful weekend.
I did.
I think it's showing on your face
So,
and on
yeah,
and in your skin,
that's the best
Elsie.
thing for me. And in my what?
And in your skin, you look very rested.
Thank you, Tokunbo.
Yes, you're glowing like the gold
I
that
always
you,
glow.
that you. Today there's an extra glow.
Okay.
Okay. If there anything over the weekend, any story, any. For me, I think the highlight was actually before I come to you, the wedding. Richard, I can't help but.
Dukes of Spade.
Duke of Spades. It was like everywhere, and everyone was talking about it, and all of the celebrities that attended, and all of the money that was being handed out. Exactly. But before I bore you guys with all of the details,
And
maybe if I have
Bobrisky.
something. Oh, please, let's not even go there.
But basically clearing the stage.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he said he was invited, so
He
he's
was?
going to shame the B people. So I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I think the highlight was not even Richard's. Yeah, Richard's wedding can be displaced. It was a good wedding and good turnout. A lot of celebrities were there. And I like the traditional attire they all had on. It was all glamorous and
Yeah.
stuff. But what I really enjoyed about the weekend was the Rock Nation brunch.
Yes,
Which
that's
was
the
something
pre-Grammy brunch.
similar, yeah, pre-Grammy brunch. And that was like the American version of the Richard wedding because almost every celebrity in America, I saw one of the posts on one of the blogs that said, can you just calculate the net worth in this picture? Because
Exactly.
if you,
Wow.
you saw that, right? Because everybody was there. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, and Jay-Z and Beyonce, they really rocked the red carpet
Yeah,
in
yeah.
what they wore. I think they wore something
And
that
then
is
one
similar.
thing,
Beyonce
one thing that
shoes.
just made me think when I saw all of that was that look at how these American celebrities are all relating together. That there's no form of what's it called, competition or I'm trying to be.
Fair, but you can't really
How?
tell just from the
How? I
outset like
mean-
that.
No, did you
until
see the
go
way they were
behind.
hanging out? Like, did you
No,
see?
I mean, if
like,
our
if you watch
celebrities
Richard's
go to
wedding,
hang out,
yeah, you would
there's a
see that they would,
segregation,
yeah,
right?
like there were cliques.
No, I get
there
what
were
you're
cliques,
saying,
there were cliques, there were
actually.
cliques.
Yeah.
But if you watch that brunch, they were all together.
Because
they were all
once
laughing.
we know
they were
you are in
all-
that circle, we know you are in
Yeah,
that
do you understand?
circle,
Like some people were with their own circle of friends, but look at that brunch. Like I just need you guys to go back and look at it, and you see that look is like they are more supportive of each other in America
True,
than in
true.
You
Nigeria.
can't use just one party, to ascertain,
I'm
know,
not
how
using one
supportive.
party. I'm just saying what I observed
That's
when
what
I
I'm saying,
saw the
that it's
two
just too
occasions.
short.
But
An
then I know
observation
he's
too.
observing it now, but I think I had this observation like way back from when you watch events like Grammy or events that have
Yeah.
celebrities in front and then
Yeah.
you see someone come up to perform. They all stand up, they all dance to the song, they're all there to have fun.
They're all singing
but
along.
take that
Okay,
back
guys.
to us
Okay,
here.
guys. We
Now,
haven't got
it's
much
not
time,
the
so
same
let's move
thing
on
at
to our
all.
main stories because I imagine that we have a lot to say on Meghan Markle. She's our first main story, and it's regarding a touching 5-page letter to her dad after he skipped the royal wedding. So, it's a touching 5-page letter, and she said he broke her heart to 1,000,000 pieces or something along those lines, and it's good to sort
I
of
really
hear.
wish we could read the letter out right here, right now.
Okay, do we have that on the screen or somewhere on the? I doubt very
But
much.
I
if we-
think the people that haven't seen it should hear what she had to say. So I think it's very well. Let's keep talking. I'm sure we'll pull it off before the end of the show, and then we'll be able to read out the letter to everybody, so you can.
If you want
say-
to read every word of 5 pages, well, let's even
It's not-
start
it's
from
not
the
that
main
long.
highlights. Let's
Yeah,
have a
it's
quick
not
look.
that long.
It's I don't know. One of the things that I saw was that place where she said, the highlights. Was it broken her heart to 5,000,000 pieces or so, and. She also talks about the sister, saying the dad was supporting the sister. And then she also talks about not wanting the press or the media. She talked about something about the media, which the dad is like, he's not even listening to in terms of what she wants. And So at the end of the day, it's like Meghan had even reached out to the dad, because all through we had thought that she was not even in communication. So this is like a complete surprise.
So she said when she was going to get married and then she heard about his heart attack, she was really worried. She reached out to him. They even sent people to his house, but he stopped picking his calls and didn't even want to speak to the family, but rather chose to speak to the tabloid. So
and that's what she didn't like.
Yeah, that's what she didn't like. And then I like the fact that he was telling her that, look beyond what you're gaining right now and think about, if you really claim you love me, think about the pain you're causing me right now. Let us leave. Yes, let us leave. Like, I just got married. Leave me in peace to enjoy my marriage. This girl hasn't even been able to enjoy her marriage since she got married, because there's always one controversy surrounding the family. So.
All right, Ife, let's quickly hear from one person who hasn't said a word on the story so far.
You just assume I have things to say on the story.
Yeah, even if it's one line, you know, at least just say one or two things, then we can hopefully move on. Because I know you must have a view regarding this 5-page letter. So are you in support of Meghan? Are you in support of the dad? What say you on this whole letter?
I just think they should let her be. And this letter was August 2018. We're just getting to see it now. So
and Dad posted it, and I feel like this is one of the strategies to get attention again.
For me, I think
the
he just needs
the
to
guy
stop.
is trying so hard,
He needs to stop.
and he's using the media, and that's what the royal family don't want, let alone Meghan herself. If the royal family don't want all of the publicity, and Meghan herself has specifically said she doesn't want you involved with the media, then why are you still trying desperately? Like you said, he really needs to stop.
He needs to stop. I think that's all I have to say. He needs to stop.
But I think the hurt started for Dad the moment he didn't get invited to his own.
But from this letter, from the part I read, he was invited.
He was invited. He refused to come. And she was
So-
saying that, you know, they tried to contact him, I think, via phone and via text, and there was no response.
And then I like the part when she said that, stop all the lies. You might think you're in this rabbit hole that you can't get out of, but if you just pause for a minute to think about it, you see that living with a clear conscience, because this
Did you
guy
see his response to that?
Actually-
That part, he said this is not his daughter writing, and that's more of what's the husband's name? Harry's words. And I'm
Okay.
like, he's not ready for a settlement. So I don't know when the media would decide to stop giving him attention, but he needs to stop, because he's taking this out of, I don't know, it's just really annoying.
Yes, so that's what I've been saying.
Really
You know, he's
annoying.
really blowing things out of proportion.
It's just making some extra bucks on the side of his
And then
daughter,
what
that
you
is
just quickly said, you know, about something now just made me, from what she said, it's like he's actually telling some lies that is yet to come out to the public. So that's something to take note of. We'll probably find out eventually.
He was saying it like she hasn't been supportive all along.
All along.
But she said she's been supportive financially, even trying to worried about his health. But he was making it look like, oh,
She
she
wasn't doing
didn't give
anything for him.
a hoot what was going on. Yeah.
All right, on that note, we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll be bringing you more stories. We'll be telling you what those stories are when we come back after this break. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got two of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I probably haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa, and we're moving on we're moving on to our next story, basically, and it's regarding Seyi Law, who apologizes to wife for expensive jokes, suggesting that there are exes. Okay, so what happens is, I think he actually posted this on Sunday morning, in the early hours of Sunday morning, and he said, you know, that they're parting ways with his wife. And then not long after that, I think he actually went viral for some time. And then after that, he comes back to say, okay, it was an expensive joke and that he was sorry, you know, that happened. I can't help but play my conspiracy theorist mode right now, because I have a feeling something is not quite right. And then while on one hand I'm thinking something is not quite right, that, you know, for you to actually play that kind of joke means that, okay, maybe the marriage is on the rocks. But then again, another part of me thinks, you know, in line with some of the things that people are saying, is that this is a publicity stunt, and that how low can you get, you know, just to make your name trend. And I'm like, does Seyi Law really need the trend? Does he really need the popularity? Anyway, I really don't know where to go, but something just tells me that something is not right about this whole story. For him to come out like hours later to say, okay, he's apologizing, I don't buy it.
First and foremost, I would like to say, I think bloggers, this is not to mean any disrespect to anybody, they need to be more intelligent. Like the first time I read that post, I knew it was a joke. First, he put fake news in caps, and then he said fake news travels faster. That was how he started. And then at the part where he said pathways, he put that in caps again and used P-A-T-H.
Yes, I saw that.
I mean, that was very clear for you to know this guy is joking. So now I'm not here to judge whether the joke was taken too far or he shouldn't have done that. If he's coming out again to apologize, I want to say, if you're going to pull that kind of stunt, I want to believe that your wife should be in the know. You should know, babe, I'm going to do this. You and I know what's up. But for him to come out to apologize, then it means the woman probably was not in the know, and maybe, like you're saying, it's part of the publicity stunt. But anybody who took that thing seriously needs to actually upgrade their thinking. Basically, that's how I feel.
Okay. Ife?
I'm going to correct you on that. Now, you just justified all the things you wrote by saying you wrote P-A-T-H, right? You put fake news travels faster, right? Now, did he come out to analyze it that way during his apology?
That's what I'm saying. It could be, from that angle, it could be the PR stunt.
No. It's just a yes or no question.
He did not, yes.
He didn't.
But it was easy for me to know that was fake.
That's your own analysis because you're a smart head, yeah? That's your analysis. But look at it this way. Fake news travels faster. Maybe it's already making rounds that he's going to split up with his wife anyway. And some people are already in the know, and he knows that the bloggers, and he feels like, okay, let me just put it out there. I'm going to support Tokunbo on this one because I totally believe that there's no smoke without fire. Now, there was something wrong. There was, as in they're having issues. I'm not.
How did you know
that?
that?
I have that feeling. Well, I don't know that. I just have the same feeling as Tokunbo. Then when a lot of celebrities, because I can't remember the popular comedian who actually wrote on his wall, like, what type of joke is this? Take it down immediately. Do you get that kind of thing? Like, people started blasting him like, no, stop playing around like this if this is a joke. Then hours later, you came to apologize and saying his wife was also upset. Like you said, she wasn't aware.
Which is why I said if he was going to pull this type of joke, she should have been aware. That is where I'm looking at it for his own mistake.
Stunt, or it was supposed to be a joke, then his wife would be in the know. But I feel like that morning they had issues. They had issues, and he just got in his feelings.
So they had issues, and the first thing
and then he just got in his feelings and he went on social media
going to have a
speak his
divorce.
mind.
Let's not talk over each other. Let's just, if finalize your point, or are you done?
I just feel like he was in his feelings that morning and wrote those things, those rants, and he figured, and then maybe some people came to mediate and be like, no, you guys can do this, and then
in public.
Came to
all right,
apologize.
Elsie, before I come back to you, I just wanted to say that I was saying that initially, you know, I was the first to go regarding the story, but some of the things that you said really, really made so much sense that I'm beginning to tilt towards your side, actually, of the story. So now that I've said so, maybe you have one or two things to say again in response to what Ife
No, I was actually
said.
very clear with my stance. I mean, immediately I saw the post, I knew it was a joke. I know Seyi Law could go extreme. You're saying they probably had a quarrel in the morning, but how long has Seyi Law been married? I'm sure it's not 2 years. I mean, so what is that fight that will make him get into his feelings that morning? And now come on social media to say he's getting a divorce. Seyi Law is not a child. So if he's going to get a divorce, you're not going to hear it first on social media.
Okay.
You know,
Right,
so
you know
that
what?
is how I feel. I knew it was a
long as
joke.
we're about to
Unfortunately,
carry
like I
those
said,
nose.
he did wrong by not carrying his wife along initially.
In the first place. Yeah.
And that is why he had
That's
to
his
come out
error.
to apologize.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to sit on the fence on this one because half of us think, you know, there's truth to the matter,
Yeah.
and then another half
If
of
they
us
stay
think,
together for the next 1 year, I'm going to apologize on the show.
Okay.
Will you remember Elsie? Because when I try and say this is
remember.
what he said, you'll
I
be like,
remember.
no,
They
no,
are
that's not
still
what you
together
said.
after 1 year.
All right.
They'll
all
still
right.
be together even after 10 years.
All right, let's watch this space and see what happens. All right, let's move on to our next story. And it's regarding Ireti Doyle, who tells producers to stop pricing talents like crayfish. Okay, so
Who priced you like crayfish, I beg?
and why does he deserve a round of applause?
Somebody's
Because-
pricing him like crayfish.
Because,
Oh, perhaps.
Because because a lot of people do not appreciate the extra hours and the sacrifice you put in just to be professional. Do you understand? Because sometimes your integrity, your professionalism is way more important than any fee anyone is paying you. So regardless, even if you are getting peanuts, but you have taken up the job because you have an integrity to uphold, you would give it your best. But these people do not put it into consideration when you give all you've got and then they're paying you peanuts and then they're still taking extra hours. Like she said, she was on set till like 4:10 a.m. And she said it was stipulated in her contract.
Yeah.
Now, if it was a diva, she would throw tantrums and tell you, no, I can't shoot. She will go back to, and there's nothing you can do because there's a contract. Do you understand? So all she was just trying to say was put it out there, like, look, so when we charge you this high, these are the things we put into consideration so that when you guys go through these hiccups, I know that I am getting well paid and I'm giving it my best.
Sorry to cut in. Do you not think that it's because of the money that made her stay till 4 a.m. in the morning, as opposed to the contract and as opposed to the industry as a whole?
Well, if the money was good enough, I don't think she would come out to say they're personal like crayfish.
Well, I think she was just trying to make a point because, like he first said, whether the money is good or not, as long as you have, that is where I look at job for me. As long as I've accepted to do a job, I put in my best, It's about the fact that your name is going to be on this production, your name is going to be on this brand, your name is going to be on this project. So you just want to make sure that it comes out the best. Because the outsiders are going to look at it, they're not going to look at it and say, oh, after all, they did not pay LC well for this job. They're going to use it to judge your work, the ones to come and the one that has gone. So she's just trying to talk about the fact that these are the kind of things. I mean, if she was on set and then you come to say, oh, this building, we're supposed to use it for 2 weeks, but suddenly we can't use it for 2 weeks again, it's 1 week. Please, Ireti, can you help us do this, do this, do this? She's not going to not want to do it. She will do her best to make that happen, and she's trying to say these are the kind of things that they put into consideration when they are telling you this is how much they will charge. But sometimes they look at them and like, it's not just for you to come and stand here and do this rule, or just for you to come and sit here and talk.
Yeah, but you know, with every production, there are always hiccups, and for you to like be rigid and say, okay, no, because you've said this in your contract, you're not going to do this, it doesn't work that way.
It does work that way.
It does work that way.
So, sorry, if she had another production for that time, there's nothing she was going to do about it. She will leave. And you will not say because there's hiccups. It is your business. It is your job to get your own part done. She was there for the time she agreed to be. So the good thing is that there was nothing else probably hindering her being there at that time. But if there was, that is your business.
Well, the thing is, I understand what you're saying, and that happens like in an ideal world. But you know that there are always hiccups in reality. That's all I'm saying. That even us as workers, even in the workplace, you say, okay, this is the contract you've signed, you're supposed to work 9 to 5. But it never happens like that. You work extra hours if they need you to work extra hours. You take time off to do other things when it needs to be done. You can't say because you signed the contract for 9 to 5 that you're not going to do that.
Wow, you'll probably ask for a salary raise, right?
I wish I could answer your question, but we really need to go on a break. When we come back,
you always try to avoid
we'll continue this talk when we
come back. All right, guys, we need to go on a break. When we come back, we'll be bringing you, we will actually carry on this conversation. Before we bring you our next story, we're going to be talking about the Grammys. So stay right here and we'll be right back.
do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am.
If you no talk, dem go beat you.
Na 2,500 they pay.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. Before the break, we were talking about Ireti Doyle, who was basically talking about producers and their production time. And Ife, you had quite a bit of a question or so.
Yes,
so
because you gave an example. You said it's ideal, like it's something that happens in the ideal world, right? Like when
but realistically,
but realistically, maybe you have a 9-to-5 job, but you know it doesn't work that way. So by the time you realize you're doing way more than you're supposed to be doing, after a while you ask for salary raise, right? Or even if you do not ask, the company would increase your salary because they value your work, right? So it's the same thing.
No, that's not the point. That's why I was saying that the money is immaterial at the moment. We're talking about the principles attached to the work, whether we should stay longer hours or whether we should work to the time stipulated in the contract. And what I'm saying is that in the ideal world, you would normally want to go ahead with what is stated in your contract. But like I said, really, it doesn't work out that way because at the end of the day, there's one thing or another.
But you would still give it your best.
But what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Ireti should have given her best.
World?
Sorry?
What is an ideal world?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't happen. The ideal world doesn't happen. And that's what you guys are saying.
Okay.
Especially like in production, in Nollywood. It doesn't work out at the end of the day. Sometimes production, there are challenges.
I don't want to actually overflog this issue so we can move on. But I get what you're saying. But for somebody like Ireti Doyle, if she has another production that she has set for a particular time and your own production is eating into that production time, she's going to walk away. It doesn't mean that she's not being professional. She's actually being professional to go and keep to the contract that she has with somebody else at a particular time. So we need to get to the point where we're able to work with time. Do that, fine. If she has the time and she wants to stay, yes, it's fine. But she doesn't owe you that in any way.
Syndrome. We don't keep to time.
We don't keep to time. So we need to get to that point where we are keeping time.
But
you know what, we are getting there.
If it was Ireti Doyle that got to the location, maybe she was supposed to be there for 3 p.m. and she got there for 7 p.m. Now they would say she's not keeping to her contract. Do you understand?
Yeah. All right, guys, let's move on to our next story. And it's also one of the biggest events that took place over the weekend, the Grammys 2019. And we're going to be talking specifically about a special appearance by Michelle Obama. And we'll also be talking about Seun Kuti, who lost out, actually, in the world music.
Well, I'm yet to see the clip of Michelle Obama. But
I did see that.
Okay, we have the pictures rolling, so that's a beautiful one. And on Seun Kuti, well, being nominated is a big deal actually, so it's still congratulations for me. And I also want to talk about Cardi B. I mean, she did not see that coming. You need to see the video. The real Cardi that will keep going, oh wow, talk. She was almost in tears, you know. So yes, that was the high point for me. And congratulations to even those nominated and those who actually won.
All right, Ife, your take on Michelle Obama? Because apparently they gave her quite a thunderous applause when they realized that, you know, she had come on stage and everything.
Yeah, because she spoke. I watched the video and I listened to her speech, and she spoke about the universality of music, where music is universal. It affects every one of us. It's able to tell our story. And, you know, everybody at the Grammys obviously can relate to that. Do you understand? Because if you're present there, it's because of the music. And she spoke how music has helped her and how she's supposed to be there to support our girl, Alicia Keys. She gave Alicia Keys a special shout out. Like, you need
and
to be there to support.
And she was really pleased. Alicia Keys really appreciated
because Alicia Keys was the host for the Grammy. So it was really amazing. And then the thunderous applause was just too crazy. Like they drowned our voice.
And in fact, I think I saw you searching for like the person with the most awards. Did you find? Or you
Tokubo,
weren't able
wait,
to
me and
find?
you, we don't have this conversation. How do you know what I'm searching for?
Seriously, did you find anything?
How do you know what I'm searching for? As in Tokubo, why don't you search your own search? Is it your search?
Did you find anything?
And is it like I saw you searching?
He did not search anything.
Did I tell you I was searching for anything?
Did you find or you didn't find anything?
Find what now?
Find what?
The person with the most awards. Did you find anything?
Next story.
Okay, all right.
Let me play
Okay, so I actually took it upon myself, but I don't know for a fact why. So one of the people that I saw that actually won a lot of awards was Casey Musgraves. She's country music singer, and she won the Best Album award, and that was quite impressive as well. But I couldn't really, I didn't tally it up, so I can't accurately say that, for sure that she was the one with the highest. But for a lot of the awards, I saw she won quite a lot, but I didn't tally the rest to see. So.
Yeah, Childish Gambino won.
Yes, he won
A lot of awards.
I mean,
like,
that was
I think like
deserving.
2 or 3 because he won Best Song. He won I can't remember. I think Best Visuals or something like that. So I'm sure about 2 awards.
That's what I'm saying. Casey Musgrave, from the last can I saw, I think she won 3, 4.
Kendrick won a lot too
as well. Okay, all right.
And I'm suspecting Kendrick was the most winner of the Grammys this year.
Okay, all right. So hopefully once these statistics are out, we'll have more of an updates for that story. Maybe later this afternoon we'll be able to give you the exact figures as to who won the highest. Yes. All right, let's talk about Seun Kuti. You've not really said much, Ife.
First, he didn't perform.
I was going to ask if anybody has seen his performance.
He didn't. He said he had the I can't remember the word he used, but he had the ticket mix-up in the history of ticket mix-up, and he missed his flights, and he couldn't do rehearsals.
All right, guys, we're out of time, so we're going to wrap up right here, right now, and we're going to say goodbye. We'll see you later this afternoon. Enjoy yourself until this afternoon. Goodbye from all of us here. Good morning.